Part 14. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 131. Wearing successfully. The golden outfit blood coagulation heavy boots was actually worn. I go. In an instant, countless thoughts circulated in Suchen's mind. Does it mean that this artifact has become one with my body during the purgatory-like torture just now? Doesn't it take up equipment space? Suchen was overjoyed when he thought of this. In this way, as long as he collects 6 artifact suits, he will wear 6 more pieces of equipment than others. This advantage is huge. It is indeed an artifact passed down by the Qing Emperor who swept across the 6 realms. I'm afraid, when I collect all 6 artifacts, there will be more surprises waiting for me. The problem of wearing Emperor picture boots has been solved. Suchen focused on the weapon Zushan Emperor in his hand. This semi-artifact also has 4 inlaid holes. Suchen looked at the gem in his hand. There is the vast stone that increases life, there is the sharp edge stone that increases attack, and there is the armor stone that increases defense. What kind of stone is best for setting? After thinking for a while, Suchen patted his leg heavily. Children only make choices, adults I want them all. Suchen activated infinite fusion. Put all 10 stones of vastness into it. Ding. Deduction of fusion points, 10 million, fusion in progress. Ding. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the Holy Gem Soul of the Holy Dragon *1. Soul of the Holy Dragon. Level, Holy Level. Function, increase the upper limit of health by add 20,000. Description, it is condensed from the body of the Holy Dragon Hai Yin and has extremely strong vitality. A holy gem actually appeared. Suchen's eyes lit up. 1 stone can increase the blood volume by 20,000, although the superposition effect of 10 vast stones is the same. But don't forget, this is just 1 holy dragon soul. Invisibly, it saves 3 as long as there are enough holy dragon souls in 1 inlay hole. 1 weapon can be inlaid with 4 holy dragon souls, increasing the HP by a total of 80,000. And if it is inlaid with the vast stone, even if it is full of gems, it will not be enough. It can only increase blood volume by 8,000. This is a 10-fold difference. Keep blending. 10 blade stones. Ding. Deduction of fusion points, 10 million, fusion in progress. Ding. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the Holy Gem Purple Lightning *1. Fusing 10 pieces of Pan Armor Stone. Ding. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the Holy Gem Royal God *1. Suchen looked at these 2 holy gems. Purple Lightning 1 can increase attack by 5,000. God of War 1 can increase defense by 4,000. Put these 3 upgrade gems into the semi-artifact Forbidden Zushan Emperor. Immediately increased blood volume by 20,000, attack by 5,000, and defense by 4,000. There is also a spare hole for mounting. Suchen thought for a while. Wait until you meet other mysterious merchants who have gems for sale, and then set them in stone. Next, Suchen took out 2 pieces of legendary equipment and 10 pieces of epic equipment presented by the Lonely Mountain King Bahrain from his backpack. Among them, 10 pieces of epic equipment can only be worn at level 50. The 2 legendary outfits can only be worn at level 70. Now that I don't have a balance gem on hand, I can only put it away first. After doing this, Suchen stood up. Okay, it's time to integrate Dragon Eagle's nest. The half-awakened fox revealed that the black-robed soul generals from the Dark Temple even dispatched powerful flying units such as the Frost Dragon. Suchen also knew that the Frost Dragon not only had the powerful ability to breathe frost. Its breath also has the freezing attribute. It can cause the attacked buildings, artillery, defense towers, mage towers, etc. to lose their normal functions for a certain period of time. This has a huge impact on the outcome of the war. Without the protection of defense towers, the vast airspace of Dragon City has become a paradise for the opponent's flying troops, who can attack how they want. If the artillery fails, it will cause the Dragon City defense to misfire. But if Suchen had a flying unit like Dragon Eagle with the Soul Chain skill, you can completely defeat the opponent's Frost Dragon. The Dragon Eagle is not afraid of the might of the dragon, and the Soul Chain can bind the powerful Frost Dragon and continue to reduce blood within 30 seconds. In this process, the Mage Tower underneath can also assist in long-range attacks. If the number of Dragon Eagles is several times that of the Frost Dragon, then the opponent will not be able to move at all. A cycle of binding can easily deal with the powerful Frost Dragon. Think of this. Suchen started Infinite Fusion again, and took out 5 copies of abandoned Dragon Eagle nest fragments. Ding. The current minimum number of fusion points required, 30 million. Do you want to fuse? Ding. After deducting fusion points, 50 million, fusion is in progress. Ding. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting Dragon Eagle Nest *1. Hearing the system prompt, Suchen's eyes lit up. The fusion was successful. At that moment, he immediately came to the Thunder Dragon's nest. He chose an open space next to it and placed the Dragon Eagle's nest. Ding. Congratulations on successfully building a Dragon Eagle nest. The current nest output rate is 1 Dragon Eagle / 7 days. It costs 180,000 gold coins / head. 100% acceleration requires an additional 180,000 gold coins / head, and the production time is shortened to 5 minutes. Suchen waved his hand. He immediately scheduled the production of 100 Dragon Eagles. Ding. After deducting gold coins 36 million, Dragon Eagle 100 has been scheduled, and the estimated total time is 8 hours and 20 minutes. Suchen did the math, and probably will be able to get all 100 Dragon Eagles tomorrow. By then, when the opponent's Frost Dragon descends over Dragon City, it will definitely give the Dark Temple a big surprise. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 132. Look, there's still half an hour until offline. Suchen thought for a while and took out 10,000 second-generation dwarf muskets bought from the dwarves. As usual, take out 6 and fuse them. Ding. Fusion points deducted, 3,000, fusion in progress, fusion successful. Congratulations on getting second-generation 6-tube Gatling *1. Second-generation 6-tube Gatling, unstable. Grade, dark gold. Occupational restrictions, no limit. Level requirements, level 10. Attack, 300. Attack speed, 3,600 rounds/minute. Durability, 10,800. Additional attributes, hit add 100%, explosion impact, ultimate penetration. Description, compared with the first generation, the durability of the second generation has been significantly improved. If a stable version can be created, it will definitely rewrite the entire war history of the Divine Continent. See the attributes of this Gatling. Suchen nodded with satisfaction. Although the stability issue is still not solved, the durability has been improved 3 times. Attack is also increased 3 times. When superimposed in this way, the overall output is directly increased by 9 times. It is indeed a huge improvement. A second-generation Gatling can cause a total of 3.24 million attacks, which is very effective for ordinary players whose defense is less than 300 points. It just so happens that Emperor Zushin's heavy sword comes with the Forbidden God-destroying attribute skill. It requires killing 3,000 units to cast a forbidden spell. With the second generation of Gatling, the efficiency of harvesting heads must be much faster. At that moment, Suchen fused all the muskets that could be fused. A total of 1,666 second-generation 6-barreled Gatlings were obtained, which is enough for all dragoons to have one. Think about the battlefield the day after tomorrow, when thousands of dragon riders rush onto the battlefield. Facing the enemy's thousands of front troops, all of a sudden they all took out a Gatling and swept everything. That scene must be very exciting. In the future, when the dwarves develop more stable 3rd and 4th generation guns, I believe the fused Gatling will be even more powerful. Put Gatling in his backpack. Suchan thought about what else needed to be done first. Not long after, it was time to log off. Suchan quit the game. He stood up and was about to stretch. Unexpectedly, his feet had just as soon as I landed on the ground, I suddenly felt as if there was a huge spring under my feet. My whole body rushed directly towards the ceiling. Owner. Ex Machina is always guarding her master. Seeing this, she jumped quickly and threw Suchan down. Otherwise, if he really hit the cement ceiling, even if his body was strengthened, he would still be injured. Suchan he glanced at his feet strangely. He just stood up and subconsciously pushed on the ground to support his body. He didn't expect the recoil to be so powerful. It weighed several tons. Huh? What's this? Suchan stroked the looming golden lines on his feet. It seemed to be imprinted on the skin of his feet. After Suchan observed the entire lines, the pattern composed of these lines suddenly appeared in his mind. I go. Isn't this the shape of Emperor's boots? This thing can actually directly affect reality. It's so powerful. Seeing the pattern composed of golden lines, Suchan instantly understood the reason for the sudden increase in jumping power just now. It seems that the huge burning pain caused by wearing the Emperor picture boots in the game is not all virtual. I am afraid that I really put on this Jing Emperor artifact Emperor picture boots in reality. An artifact in the game can actually be directly embodied in reality. It can also strengthen the strength of your feet. The more Suchan thought about it, the more frightened he became. It seems that this so-called Qing Emperor of the Great Yan Empire from thousands of years ago is not simple. I am afraid that he is not just a virtual character conceived by the game planner, the secret behind it may have already affected reality. Put away your suspicions. While enjoying Ex Machina's gentle service, I casually watched today's news. The war is coming, and Junlin Dragon City is still just an empty shell of city walls without any defense or attack facilities. Gold All-Star Team analyzed that even if Dragon City had tens of thousands of dwarf warriors to help, it would still be difficult to save Dragon City from defeat. Well-known mathematicians constructed a mathematical model of hundreds of Dragon Knights against tens of thousands of Templar Knights, Undead Knights, Judgment Army, and Soul Generals. Computer-aided calculations were performed 10 million times, and the results were all failures. Conclusion: in the Dragon City battle tomorrow night, King's Landing will definitely be defeated. Players from the 20-Nation Alliance held a secret meeting today. According to people familiar with the matter who did not want to be named, the content of the meeting was most likely about the division of labor and coordinated operations of various types of engineering equipment. Engineering-related materials are in short supply throughout the server. Through big data analysis, an authoritative organization discovered an amazing secret: 70% of engineering materials were purchased by the 20-Nation Alliance. Thousands of public intellectuals in the country collectively issued comments: tomorrow's Dragon City war will not be a battle of arms, but a battle of national power. Dragon City wants to fight against 20 countries with the power of one place. It is simply a wishful thinking. Dragon City must be defeated. Seeing these news, Suchan shook his head and left. He no longer had any feeling for this senseless attack and harassment by fishing boats before the war. No matter how many tricks you have, I will defeat them all on my own. 8 p.m. The game is online. As soon as he entered the game, a legendary dwarf engineer who was sweating profusely found Suchan. Lord Saint, fortunately you have lived up to your destiny. 1,000 Level 3 self-restoring defense towers, 10,000 self-adjusting rapid-fire artillery pieces, 2,000 Level 2 mage towers, and 3,000 pieces of gold-level mount-specific armor components have been completed. Please accept it from the Holy Master. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 133. We only make parts and components, and the efficiency is really fast. After hearing the report, Suchen's eyes lit up. Didn't those news say that my Dragon City is just an empty shell? So, today I will let you see what real city defense is. Come to the engineering camp. Everyone. Parts and components have been sorted into categories and piled up in the entire factory. Tens of thousands of dwarf engineers saw Suchen arriving, and they all saluted with their right hands and chests. Lord Saint. Suchen nodded and let these dwarf engineers continue working. Then he put all the accumulated parts into his backpack. Returned to the city lord's mansion. Start infinite fusion. Ding. Deducting fusion points, 500 million points fusion in progress. Ding. Congratulations on successfully integrating the legendary level 3 self-recovery defense tower *1000. Ding. Deducting fusion points, 1 billion points merging in progress. Ding. Congratulations on successfully integrating the epic self-adjusting rapid-fire cannon *10,000. Ding. Deducting fusion points, 100 million points fusion in progress. Ding. Congratulations on successfully integrating the epic level 2 mage tower *2000. Ding. Piles of parts were instantly fused into sets of legendary and epic engineering equipment by Suchen using a large number of fusion points. Originally, for engineers, it was the most tedious assembly step that required superb skills and experience. When it comes to Suchen, it's just a matter of thought. As long as there are enough fusion points, whether it is a legendary defense tower or an epic rapid-fire artillery, it can be assembled in an instant with a success rate of 100%. Start setting up city defenses. The legendary level 3 self-restoring defense tower can protect the surrounding 100,000 square meters of space with up to 3,000 points of all-round defense. At the same time, the defense tower itself also has a durability of 30,000 points. And the epic level 2 mage tower has a spell attack of 5,000 points and a range of 3,000 meters. It can also have a certain anti-air counter-attack capability inside the Dragon City. However, the mage tower does not have the ability to independently lock the target and attack, and needs at least one mage to be stationed. In order to be effective, Suchen walked out of the city lord's mansion and rode the black dragon Mengli. According to the ratio of 1 level 3 self-restoring defense tower and 2 level 2 mage towers per 100,000 square meters of city area, carry out construction. At this time, Dragon City. Currently experiencing a great escape with tens of millions of players. Because tomorrow is the time for the Dragon City War. If he continues to stay in Dragon City, Suchen will block the teleportation array and the city gate. Then they have to be buried with Long Cheng. That's right, it's a burial. Almost 99% of the players believe that Suchen has no chance of winning tomorrow's Dragon City battle. Face the two super NPC powers of the Church of Light and the Temple of Darkness. Coupled with the comprehensive attack of tens of millions of players in the 20-nation alliance. Just a Dragon City and 3 or 4 guilds trying to fight against such a superpower is nothing more than a dream. Among them, the entrance to the ancient temple instance is the most confusing. Some players want to go out, and some players want to take advantage of the last moment to clear 2 more waves. How about forming a team? Do you want money or your life? When King's Landing gives you a letter from Dragon City, even if I get you a sophisticated artillery blueprint, you'll still lose your life. Lockdown? Why does the boss of King's Landing want to lock down the city when everything is fine? You're so dumb. If the city is not closed, tens of thousands of troops from the Light Church and the Dark Temple, as well as tens of millions of players from the 20-Nation Alliance, can be teleported directly to Dragon City. What a waste. Just surrender. That makes sense, run away. Let's take a look at the situation after the battle tomorrow. At this time, on the World Channel, 100 identical speakers were used in succession, and they started to be used crazily. Rampant the world against the king in Dragon City conquest order. Tomorrow's Dragon City war will be a battle of justice against evil. The thieves of King's Landing, broken Dream Island, robbed the city founding order, openly massacred millions of innocent players, seized the ancient temple dungeon, collected dungeon tax, and levied excessive amounts of money. They are the public enemies of the world. The 20-Nation Alliance represents the order of fairness and justice in the world and is worthy of everyone's support. Our Wangxin Tianxia Guild is willing to follow the 20-Nation Alliance and officially announces that it will join the Justice League to conquer King's Landing Dragon City. I hope that people of insight in the service area of Country Z will join us to fight against evil, support justice, and uphold justice. Wandering the world, 100 speakers have been blasted. Immediately, dozens of guilds in the service area of Country Z announced that they would join the Justice League in the conquest of King's Landing Dragon City, with a reputation of tens of millions and great reputation. Rampant all over the world, Angry Angel, the leader of the gang, has become the leader of the Z Country service area to defeat Dragon City. He is jumping up and down, extremely proud. Jun's Landing, I finally got this opportunity that I've been waiting for, aren't you crazy? Tomorrow will be the time when your city will be destroyed and people will die. This is also the day for me to avenge my previous humiliation. Immediately afterwards, the top guilds of Country H, Northern Europe, Northern M, Country R, etc. began to praise and support these guilds of Country Z on the World Channel. They also promised that they would conquer Dragon City. A benefit. For a time, whether it was the World Channel or the built-in forum of online games, slogans for forming an alliance to conquer Dragon City were everywhere. Don't stay in Dragon City. Starting tomorrow, Dragon City will change hands. The Junlin thief is wanted across the server. Dragon City belongs to the whole world. Dragon City is in turmoil and is in danger. There are more players fleeing outside the city. In just half an hour, Dragon City was almost empty of people. In such a huge city, only Fire Phoenix is left. Jialan Temple Galaxy, there are over 300,000 people in the three guilds, as well as sporadic entertainment. Among them, the Galaxy Guild and Jialan Temple saw a wave of retreat due to this powerful fishing offensive. About 1/10 of the members quit the guild and fled to Storm City. Fire Phoenix Guild, thanks to the elite strategy adopted by Yunfi Ian, no one left the guild at this time. All 20 level 3 iron armored battleships were launched. Yunfi Ian is leading thousands of guild elite members, and together with the sailor slaves purchased by Suchen, they are familiar with the battleship and have no time to pay attention to the changes in the World Channel. Zunlong and Half-Awake Fox led the members of their respective guilds to move the various trebuchets and artillery they had accumulated during this period onto the city wall. Since Suchen handed over the city wall to them, he had to do his best. Otherwise, once the city is destroyed, everyone will die. Go faster. These artillery pieces are very valuable and rare in number. They are arranged every 1,000 meters and the angles are adjusted for me in advance. The Half-Awake Fox personally patrolled the city wall. When he met Zunlong, who was also patrolling the city wall, he smiled bitterly and said, "Brother Zunlong, it's too crude to rely on our engineering equipment. We want to survive tomorrow's war safely." "I don't think so. I heard that even second-rate guilds like Wangxin Tianxia are funded by sophisticated artillery from the group of 20, ugh. Zunlong said absently. Our Galaxy Guild's engineering battalion is building sophisticated artillery. By the time it goes offline today, it should be able to build about 100. However, he looked toward the inner city, frowned and whispered. I just saw so many dwarf engineers stationed in Dragon City yesterday. There shouldn't be any movement from the Junlin brothers. Weird. The half-awake fox was stunned, his eyes widened, and he said, could it be that he is holding back some big killer weapon? Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 134. Just when the half-awakened Fox and Zunlong were in shock and confusion, the surrounding members who were carrying and placing engineering equipment suddenly let out bursts of exclamations. What is that? What is a tower hundreds of meters high for? It's a black dragon. The person sitting on it must be the boss of King's Landing. Hearing the exclamations of the members, the half-awake Fox and Zunlong frowned and looked at it. Now is the time of the war and the morale of the army is unstable. They are most afraid of this kind of noise. They were about to scold them. The corner of their eyes glanced at these where the members were looking. The half-awake Fox and Zunlong froze immediately. That is Defense Tower. The red one next to it is the Mage Tower. The two looked at each other and saw shock and joy in each other's eyes. Quick! Brother Zunlong, you are well informed. Do you recognize the level of these defense towers and mage towers arranged by Brother Junlin? Level 1 or level 2? Oh my gosh, if it were level 2, that would be awesome. Zunlong pondered for a long time and said. The ordinary level 1 defense tower is 20 meters high, and the epic level 2 defense tower is 50 meters high. I have never seen a defense tower hundreds of meters high. Hiss. Hearing Zunlong's words, the half-awake Fox took a deep breath. Higher than the epic level, isn't that a legendary level defense tower? Not long after, the guild members on the city wall once again burst into louder exclamations. So many towers. This quantity, this density, is too much. There are hundreds of seats, but the boss of Junlin only decorated one corner of Dragon City. Zunlong and the half-awakened Fox were not much better, staring at each other in stunned silence. Brother Zunlong, is this how defense towers, and mage towers are used? Zunlong swallowed hard and said. According to common sense, precious buildings such as defense towers and mage towers should only be placed at important nodes in the city, such as the deployment method of the King's Landing brothers. Hiss. The two of them suddenly thought of a possibility, and both took a deep breath again. Shouldn't he want to fill the entire Dragon City with defense towers and mage towers? Black Dragon G Mengli, carrying her master, flew happily over Dragon City. Every few hundred meters, Suchen dropped a level 3 self-restoring defense tower and 2 level 2 mage towers. The latter instantly rose into giant towers of 100 meters and 50 meters high. Although there are a lot of them, with the Black Dragon around, it can be done very quickly. After flying around Dragon City several times, 1,000 defense towers and 2,000 mage towers were finally completed. Looking at the 3,000 giant towers standing densely in the huge Dragon City, Suchen felt a strong sense of accomplishment in his heart. He gently patted Black Dragon G Mengli's neck and signaled to go towards the city wall. After the defense towers and mage towers are deployed, it's time to deploy rapid-fire artillery. I happened to see the half-awake Fox and Zunlong on the city wall. Suchen flew over. Seeing the two people stunned and unable to recover for a while, Suchen asked. What's wrong? Is something wrong? The two turned their heads with difficulty, their voices a little hoarse. Junlin brothers, what kind of tower is that 100 meters high? Suchen said casually. Level 3 defense tower, the kind that self-recovers. This is convenient. If it is damaged, you don't need to repair the durability, it will recover on its own. Hiss. The half-awakened Fox and Zunlong took a breath of cold air again. The shock in their hearts was beyond words. Level 3 defense tower, isn't that the legendary level? One tower covers 100,000 square meters, and it's so natural. Recover. Wait, 100,000 square meters. The two quickly calculated. Dragon City covers an area of 100 square kilometers, and 1,000 defense towers means 1,100,000 square kilometers. Hiss. So, you covered the entire Dragon City with legendary level 3 defense towers with self-healing capabilities. The half-awake Fox said with difficulty. Suchen shrugged. What else? If it's not full, what's the purpose of a defensive tower? The idea struck. 1,000 level 3 self-restoring defense towers instantly poured out translucent light masks. Like blooming flowers in the fairy world, they enveloped the entire Dragon City. Suchen pointed at these translucent light masks and said, "Look, doesn't it feel much safer this way?" The half-awake Fox. Zunlong. Suchen thought of something and said, "By the way, you will station some reliable mages later and enter those mage towers. There are 2,000 mage towers and high-altitude defense, so it should be no problem." The half-awakened Fox. Zunlong. Should be no problem? Why do you still use the word should? Which flying unit can withstand the attack of 2,000 mage towers at this stage? Even if it's a giant frost dragon, a wave of swarm attacks can reduce its health, so it still dares to continue attacking? The half-awakened Fox and Zunlong struggled for a long time, not knowing how to evaluate Suchen's generosity. Luxury. Domineering. Awesome. However, the two guild bosses still underestimated Suchen's city defense planning thinking. The even more shocking thing was yet to come. Suchen looked at the trebuchets and artillery they had arranged on the city wall with a look of disgust, and waved. "Please clean up the city wall later. If you can, sell the garbage." The half-awake Fox was choked by Suchen's words. "What is garbage? I spent a lot of effort and a lot of money to produce these siege equipment, okay. But then he thought about it. Compared with Suchen's legendary defense tower, these trebuchets and artillery were indeed considered rubbish." Dispelling the sense of isolation in his heart, the half-awake Fox said with hope on his face, "Could it be, Brother Junlin, do you have a large number of sophisticated artillery?" Suchen glanced at him in surprise. "Brother, why do you have such low taste? Why didn't you notice it before? How could I have the nerve to take advantage of something like sophisticated artillery?" Ahem. Zunlong beside him coughed violently, his face turning red. "Have to." Hearing Suchen's tone, he had no shame in taking out the 100 sophisticated artillery pieces that he treated like treasures in the Galaxy Guild. "You must learn to establish correct city defense thinking. Attack is the best defense," Suchen said as he took out a lot of epic self-adjusting rapid-fire cannons from his space backpack. "Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion." Author, 7 years. Chapter 135. Hiss. The half-awake Fox and Zunlong gasped for air for the first time. "It feels like my lungs aren't working that well anymore." The two of them stared at the mountains of artillery with their eyes wide open, their minds went blank. "Brother, what kind of artillery is this?" "Forgive me, brother, I don't have much knowledge. I feel so advanced." "Self-adjusting rapid-fire artillery. It is of epic level and has average firepower. I like its ability to automatically adjust the angle and its fast rate of fire." "Gudong." After hearing Suchen's words, the two of them swallowed hard. "It's epic, coming from the mouths of brothers Junlin. It doesn't seem to be against the law at all." Zunlong felt a little happy in his heart. "Damn, it's a good thing that those 100 sophisticated artillery pieces haven't been pulled out yet, otherwise, his old face would have been lost." The two couldn't help but check the properties of this kind of artillery. Self-adjusting rapid-fire artillery. Grade, Epic. Function, maximum range of 3000 meters, attack point of 5000, attack range of 50*50 meters, can automatically adjust the angle according to the target, fire rate of 10 rounds per minute. Description, the self-adjusting rapid-fire artillery is a milestone in the history of artillery. Even the Templars of the Church of Light are extremely afraid of this kind of artillery and have classified it as a forbidden item, prohibiting production and circulation. What a mother-in-law! Seeing the properties of this artillery, a chill arose in the hearts of the two of them. The rate of fire is 10 rounds per minute. Is this an artillery known for its slow firing rate? It's too late for the mage to rub fireballs. The rate of fire is high, the key attack is as high as 5000. The range is as wide as 3000 meters. The attack range covers a large area of 50*50 meters. Even the Templars of the Church of Light are afraid of this forbidden level war king. Why? Don't be stunned. Hurry up and arrange it. Each gate is 10 meters long and the 4 walls are all lined up. Suchen urged while taking out the artillery. The half-awake Fox and Zunlong opened their mouths again, their eyes were a little stunned by Suchen's words. 10, one door every 10 meters. 10 meters apart and one door. Suchen frowned, what's going on with these two brothers? Is it so difficult to understand what I'm saying? Right? Just put one gun 10 meters apart. Hurry up. There are 4000 guns. We also need to fix the artillery base and adjust the direction. There are a lot of things to do. After I finish working on your side, I will go to the battleship to arrange another 2000 gates. You should all move quickly. Half-awake Fox, Zunlong. Immediately afterwards, a fiery light burst out from their eyes. A total of 4000 epic rapid-fire artillery pieces. Each city wall has 1000 gates. With a swarm attack, even if they face 30,000 Templars, they can be crippled in one wave and taken away in 2 waves. The speed of one shot in 6 seconds can completely crush the opponent's knights. Immediately afterwards, Zunlong reacted and said solemnly, this is a big killer. Before the war starts, you must not let the other party know. The half-awakened Fox also reacted. The two immediately called the core elite members and handed over the rapid-fire artillery that Suchen handed them, all wrapped in black cloth. Then they asked the reliable members to follow the instructions given by Suchen, one every 10 meters. Density layout. Seeing the busy figures of Zunlong and the half-awakened Fox, Suchen nodded. He rode on the black dragon and flew towards Qinglong Bay. At this time, Qinglong Bay was already filled with 23 ships with a length of more than 300 meters. Class Iron Armored Battleship. Iron Lady Yun Feiyan commanded thousands of guild members and sailors, and was familiar with all operations on the battleship. Ang! The familiar dragon roar came. Yun Feiyan suddenly looked up. He saw standing on the back of the black dragon Suchen, who was sitting on the bed, cursed in a low voice, the stinky brother even knows how to come to visit someone else's house. My sister thought you were completely out of control. Arriving at the shore, Suchen smiled and said, Sister Feiyan, how are you doing here, Yun? Feiyan gave him a flirtatious look, then said solemnly. Although our armored warships are powerful, they lack long-range attack methods. My sister has managed to produce at most 200 ordinary artillery pieces before going offline today. In this way, each battleship can install 10 artillery pieces. Although the installation rate is seriously insufficient, it is better than none. Suchen's third-level armored battleships can each be equipped with 100 artillery pieces. Yun Feiyan's small number of artillery pieces, not to mention the dissatisfaction of the third-level armored battleship platoon, is not enough for even the worst first-level battleship that can carry 20 artillery pieces. Yun Feiyan frowned and continued. In addition, the 20-nation alliance has heard that a large number of warships have been leased and installed with artillery at high prices. Some flagships and ships are even equipped with sophisticated artillery. Over in Northern Europe, I heard that the fleet and air force of the Viking Guild have already taken shape. If they choose to use giant eagles to carry weapons of mass destruction and throw them from the air, our fleet will not be able to bear it. So, brother, our situation is not that optimistic. As I said before, if we want to rely on these 20 level 3 armored warships to block the waters around Broken Dream Island, it seems that it is very likely that we can't do it now. Hearing Yun Fi-Ian's worries, Suchen nodded. From his backpack he took out piles of rapid-fire artillery and said, Sister Fi-Ian doesn't have to worry about the artillery. Each battleship has 100 guns, and the queue is full. As for air power defense, Suchen thought for a moment and said, wait for me first, and I'll see if I can get you a big treasure. Seeing the cannon that Suchen took out, Yun Fi-Ian's eyes suddenly widened. He quickly ran over to check. Seeing this, he was even more shocked and screamed out. Epic, self-adjusting rapid-fire artillery. There are so many, oh my god. A total of 2,000 doors. Suchen's generosity shocked Yun Fi-Ian, the strong lady, and she was speechless for a long time. When she came back to her senses, she suddenly remembered Suchen's last words. Big baby. Yun Fi-Ian seemed to have thought of something inappropriate for children, and a blush flew over her face. Suchen left on the Black Dragon while activating infinite fusion in the space backpack. There are 4,000 rapid-fire artillery pieces left. Let's fuse 10 of them first and see if there will be any surprises. I hope it's that thing. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 136. Ding. The current minimum number of fusion points required, 100 million. Do you want to continue integrating? Hearing the system prompt, Suchen was stunned. Damn, it's just 10 artillery pieces, does it need so many fusion points? Is that thing very exciting? Suchen gritted his teeth. Ding. Deducting fusion points, 100 million points fusion in progress. Ding. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the holy weapon, multi-barreled self-aiming rocket launcher *1. Oh no. It's actually a sacred weapon. Suchen was surprised and happy, and quickly checked the attributes. Multi-barreled self-aiming rocket launcher. Grade, holy level. Functions, maximum range 10 km, attack 10,000 points, attack range 50*50 meters, can automatically aim at hostile targets, rocket launcher has tracking function, maximum firing rate 1 round per second, 100% assure hit, and it takes 30 seconds to reload after 10 shots. Description: the multi-barreled self-aiming rocket launcher is a master of engineering. It has been lost since the war between gods and demons 1,000 years ago. According to rumors, if broken gold is incorporated into the rocket launcher, recrystal and other top minerals can kill gods and demons. What the hell? Is this a rocket launcher? This is a missile. And it's the type of vertical launcher on an aircraft carrier. And this thing can continue to be upgraded, and can even kill gods and demons. Although Suchen didn't know broken gold what is recrystallization, but if you get it in the future, you can definitely improve it. It is indeed a sacred weapon. These 100 million fusion points are worth spending. However, Suchen has 20 level 3 armored battleships, and each battleship must be equipped with such a rocket launcher. When the time comes, no matter how much air power he brings, he will directly shoot out a wave of rocket launchers and turn them all into fireworks for me. I looked at the remaining fusion points on my body. There are more than 1.2 billion left, and I can only fuse 12 more holy level rocket launchers. The fusion points are not enough anymore. Go to the trading platform to scan again. 10 minutes later. The world channel is full of complaints again. Who is it? I clear items from the trading platform every once in a while. Doesn't it cost me nothing to buy things? Don't you need to spend so much money? Don't you need to eat the dirt after chopping your hands? Depend on. The price of a bronze outfit that cost 1 silver coin per piece was suddenly increased to 3 silver coins per piece. The key is that it is still out of stock. This game is unplayable. This time the fusion points obtained by scanning and decomposing were not as many as yesterday. A total of only 1.3 billion fusion points were obtained. Mainly because Suchen scanned the entire server for 2 consecutive days, which was too frequent. The market has not recovered yet, but it should be normal after 2 or 3 days. Now Suchen continues to start the fusion. Ding! Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the holy weapon, multi-barreled self-aiming rocket launcher *1. Ding! Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the holy weapon, multi-barreled self-aiming rocket launcher *1. Ding! Soon, 20 holy level rocket launchers were obtained. Suchen returned to Qinglong Bay again and personally installed these ultimate killing weapons on the battleship. At this time, Yun Feiyan also acted resolutely and asked his members to load 2,000 rapid-fire artillery pieces onto the battleship. Viewed from a distance, a total of 20 powerful and tall third-level battleships lie across the bay. The iron armor wrapped around the hull reflected the dazzling sunlight. The gun barrels with black holes protruded from the densely packed gun windows on both sides of the battleship. In the center of the battleship deck, there is also a mysterious killing weapon wrapped in black cloth. Anyone who looks at it can't help but feel their scalp numb. Yun Feiyan looked at all this and was speechless for a long time. The wide-eyed beauty eyes are full of infinite shock. Sister Feiyan, is this configuration okay? Are there any omissions? Su Chen asked. Yun Feiyan was stunned for a long time, and quickly shook his head. Omissions? You have armed them into hedgehogs, what else can be left out? That's good, I'll leave this to you. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Suchen stepped on Black Dragon Ji Mengli and walked away. Yun Feiyan looked at Suchen's disappearing back and couldn't return to his senses for a long time. Where did this brother get these killer weapons? You can even get a holy level rocket launcher. Yun Feiyan couldn't understand Suchen anymore. She just felt that this brother seemed to be wrapped in a lot of fog, attracting her to constantly want to find out. Return to the inner city barracks. Some of the 5,000 trained artillerymen were arranged on the city wall and some on the battleship. Using professional artillerymen to control those rapid-fire artillery will naturally be more powerful. And it is more reliable than player control. After all, these NPC artillerymen are all Suchen's personal slaves. Looking at the lit-up mage towers, Suchen thought to himself. In the future, NPC mages will also be arranged to control the mage tower. The elves are good at bows and arrows and magic. Please go to the elves when you have time. Looking at the training situation of 1,000 dragoons in the barracks. They will be out in 2 hours. It's time to fuse the equipment of these dragoons. This time, the number of resurrections of their equipment will be increased to more than 3 times. Suchen has been shopping on the server-wide trading platform several times and has accumulated more than 4,000 copies of elementary resurrection technique. By the way, there is also a special armor for gold-level mounts. If you combine this with the resurrection technique, these pet mounts can also have the ability to revive. Take out the basic resurrection skill book from your backpack. Take out the sophisticated dwarf armor and the special mount armor. Ding! Fusion successful. Congratulations on your successful fusion of exquisite dwarf resurrection helmet *1000. Ding! Fusion successful. Congratulations on your successful fusion of gold level mount resurrection armor *1000. In the blink of an eye, the 4,000 primary resurrection spells were all consumed. There were only more than 200 copies left in my hand. Each of the dwarf resurrection helmets has 3 resurrection times. Now I picked out another gold level mount special armor and repeated integrated 100 resurrection skill books. Obtained gold level mount immortal armor. Wear this immortal armor on Suchen's own Mount Thunder Dragon King. I haven't looked at my attributes for a long time. He is both a semi-artifact and an artifact, and his mount also has a battle armor. I don't know what kind of transformation it will get when superimposed. Now click on the attribute list of the individual and Thunder Dragon King. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 137. Role, Junlin. Level, Level 20. Race, Human. Bloodline, Dragon King Bloodline, God level. Qualification, 21 stars. Talent, Infinite Fusion, Super God level. Occupation, Dragon Shadow Crazy Fight, Legendary level. Position, Dragon General, Level 3. Life, 36090/36090. Magic, 700/700. Attack, 10,849. Defense, 6,654. Attributes, Constitution 240, Strength 749, Main Attribute, Agility 135, Intelligence 70. Skills, God Descends to Earth, Holy Level, Dragon Shadow Clone, Exclusive Legend, Dragon Vision, Exclusive Legend, Beast King Strike, Legendary, All Directions Destroyed, Legendary, Unparalleled Evil Madness, Legendary, Shura Strike, Legendary, Fire Dragon Slash, Epic Advanced, Flash, Epic, Brutal Crash, Rare. Equipment, Forbidden Death Emperor, Ring of Traction, Ring of Resurrection, Evil Heavy Helm, Gold Winged Cloak, Lonely Mountain Guardian Necklace, Purple Scale Armor, Powerful Heavy Legs, Blood Coagulating Heavy Boots, Streaming Wrist Armor. Looking at his attributes, Suchen was speechless for a long time. 36 blood volume, 10,000 attack, 6,000 defense. Are these the attributes that a level 20 mad warrior should have? This is clearly a humanoid boss. Not to mention there are so many holy and legendary skills. If Suchen activates the holy skill God Descends to Earth, his attributes will be increased tenfold. When the gods descend to the earth, I can even use demigod level angels, ghosts, and gods to harden steel. Not to mention, he also has Shura's Strike Forbidden Destroying God. This is a great killing move. But Suchen noticed something. That is the artifact Imperial Battle Boots on his equipment, which is not displayed in the equipment column of the personal attribute column. But if we calculate the character attribute values, the attributes of this artifact are indeed added to Suchen. Could it be that, this artifact has become one with me? Suchen frowned. But then he thought about it, this is good. To avoid death, the equipment will be exploded. The artifact will be fused with himself, so that even if he dies many times, it will not drop. Well, let's take a look at the attributes of Thunder Dragon King. Thunder Dragon King Pet Mount. Level, Level 25. Race, Yelong Clan. Qualification, 10 stars. Intimacy, 100, Loyal. Life, 8200/8200. Magic, 1000/1000. Attack, 1980. Defense, 1480. Movement speed, 20 meters/second. Skills, Hard Armor, Defense add 100% Trample Guard, pets share their own attributes with their owners, Charge, increase movement speed *50%, lasts for 10 seconds, Thunder Strike. Equipment, Gold level mount Undead Armor. Equipped with the battle armor, Thunder Dragon King's various attributes have also been improved by hundreds. If Suchen rides on the Thunder Dragon King, his total health will exceed 40,000 points in the attribute sharing state. The attack exceeded 13,000, and the defense exceeded 8,000. Ordinary Templar Knights and Necromancer Knights couldn't break his defense at all. Even if he faced the more powerful Templar Commander and Necromancer Commander, a 10,000 point attack would only cause him less than 2,000 damage, and the Lonely Mountain Guardian Necklace would reduce the damage by 50%. The actual damage taken was only a few hundred points. As for his current True Dragon body, his blood recovery reaches 10% of the upper limit of his health per second, which means he recovers 3 to 4,000 blood per second. Even if he stood and let the Templars slash him, he couldn't do it. Thinking of this, Suchen felt a little emotional in his heart. When I was in the ancient temple, facing these powerful Templars and Templar commanders, I had no choice but to run away. But now, even if he faces 100 Templars alone, he has no fear at all. Such a huge change only took a few days. If I continue to grow at this rate, I'm afraid that by the time the God's Domain online game materializes into the real world in more than 20 days, I will already have the strength to challenge the 6 realms of gods and demons. Suchen understood. All of this is the result of his super god level talent Infinite Fusion. Okay, let's first go see how the dwarf legendary masters have upgraded the city walls, and then come back to receive the dragon knights. Suchen mounted the black dragon and flew into the sky. At the same time, the Nordic service area, Viking Guild, is located in the guild building in Divinity City. The 20-nation alliance, hundreds of guild heads, large and small, gathered together. In front of the huge conference hall, a giant virtual screen 100 meters long and 60 meters wide was presented to everyone. On the screen, a first-person perspective of a flying knight from the Viking Guild sitting on a giant eagle was displayed. This flying knight set out from Jingtang City and crossed hundreds of kilometers of straits. Finally arrived at Broken Dream Island. From a distance, you can see the huge black city crawling on Broken Dream Island, Dragon City. Boss, I have arrived at Broken Dream Island, and I can't see any warships or coastal defense guns around me. The flying knight reported to the camera. The hundreds of guild leaders sitting in the conference hall all smiled slightly, with a bit of contempt in their eyes. It seems that this Junlin is planning to shrink the defense line and put all the main defensive forces in his Dragon City. This can also be seen from the side. The opponent does not have enough financial resources to deploy effective defense facilities further away from Dragon City. In fact, if he puts some harassment measures around Broken Dream Island, it will also have a certain impact on our landing battle. But if he gives up now, then we don't have to be polite. Although we are suspected of overestimating our opponents, it doesn't hurt to be more cautious in such an important battle. Although their 20-nation alliance made fun on the fishing boat, launching such a large-scale war is still very rational in actual actions. The war will officially start tomorrow. Before that, the necessary enemy intelligence reconnaissance, it is indispensable. Especially when facing an opponent like Suchen. There is no way. In the last battle on Broken Dream Island, Suchen used endless methods. In the end, angels can be cut down, which impressed them deeply. The giant eagle carries no extra weight, so it flies extremely fast. Soon, the Dragon City in front of the camera became bigger and bigger. When we were 3,000 meters away from Dragon City, we could even see a large number of players fleeing on the road outside the city. There are also very blurry black dots on the city wall that look like artillery pieces. Are those black spots on the city wall artillery? It seems a bit dense. Let the flying knight fly closer and take a look at the opponent's city wall. Is it a trebuchet or an artillery? Is it an ordinary artillery piece or a sophisticated artillery piece? After receiving the boss's order, the flying knight sitting on the giant eagle flew towards Dragon City at a faster speed. From a high position, he looked down at the first giant city built by players in the server, and it was also a city built by the world-famous King's Landing. This feeling made the flying knight feel a little elated. He raised the corner of his mouth, turned the camera to his handsome face, and laughed loudly. I have arrived in Dragon City and feel good now? Giant Eagle Knight Ren, hello to all the bosses. Boom. A loud noise suddenly came. The giant virtual screen suddenly went black. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 138. The conference hall was originally filled with laughter and chatter. As the giant virtual screen suddenly went black, all sounds stopped. Immediately afterwards, there was an uproar in the conference hall. What's the situation? Why did the screen suddenly go black? Is there a problem with the data transmission, or is it? I just thought I heard a loud noise. Could it be that our scouts have been discovered by the other party? Damn it! Our scouts are obviously nearly 3,000 meters away from Dragon City. Even the sophisticated artillery only has a range of 1,000 meters. What can hit so far? Does the opponent also have air cavalry? Or, that black dragon appears again. Everyone called the technicians and played the scene before the screen went black repeatedly. The face of the giant eagle Knight Ren was also shown repeatedly in front of everyone. And it happened to block all the scenes of the unknown attack. The Viking Guild, the gang leader Toke, suddenly became so angry that his face turned black. Who sent this idiot to be a scout? At the critical moment, instead of zooming in on the opponent's city, he turned the camera to himself. Does this idiot know what he is doing? 20 national alliances. Hundreds of guild mines. On such an important occasion, is he still in the mood to show off and take selfies? Find this idiot right away and deduct this month from him. No. Deduct all his bonuses this year. Alexander, the leader of the God's Whip gang, asked in a deep voice to Talk, the leader of the Viking Guild. Have you found this idiot Ren? Are you dead or alive now? Or was it sealed by the other party? Talk's face was red. He was very embarrassed in front of so many people. He said with a gloomy face, dead. He was instantly killed on the spot. The system prompts that he only knew that he was killed by Dragon City. He returned directly to the city and the giant eagle was also dead. This idiot. If this idiot wasn't busy taking selfies, maybe the camera could capture the direction of the attack and the pattern of the attack, so that a lot of useful information could be derived. Alexander pondered for a long time and said to everyone, based on the current situation analysis, the giant eagle knight was not killed by the black dragon, but by some kind of Dragon City attack weapon, so the kill prompt will show Dragon City. The total HP of the giant eagle knight is 2,000 points. Adding the defense value, the opponent's attack exceeds 2,000 points, and may very well reach 3,000 points. The guild leader of Country H Gold's All-Stars said if you calculate it this way, the attack value is very similar to that of a sophisticated artillery. But the range is not up to par. The giant eagle knight and Dragon City are more than 2,000 meters apart. Could it be that the other party also has an artillery position ambushed outside the city? Our Country Sakura Purgatory Guild leader Kurota Mayo nodded. It seems this is the only possibility. In tomorrow's battle, I will send a large number of undead bone warriors and undead ghosts to search out the artillery positions deployed by King's Landing outside the city. You don't have to worry too much. The North M War Overlord's eyes flickered, and he suddenly said, what if this King's Landing has ultra-long-range attack weapons with a range of 3,000 meters? Seeing that everyone was looking at him, the War Overlord sneered. He turned his eyes on Alexander, Viking Talk, and Kurota Aoi, and then said, after all, because of the failure of some people, this guy Junlin got the support of thousands of dwarf engineers. Originally, the entire dwarf clan was supposed to be used by us. As soon as these words came out, Alexander, Viking talk and Kuroda's expression suddenly darkened. In the battle for the solitary mountain king of the dwarves, their three major guilds suffered a disastrous defeat. Suchen had the last laugh and got the full support of the dwarves. War Overlord mentioning this matter on such an occasion would be tantamount to slapping them in the face. Viking Captain Talk snorted humph. So what if we get support from the dwarves? In the battle tomorrow, our Viking guild will seal off the entire Sea of Broken Dream Island. The Knights of the Giant Eagle will definitely destroy Dragon City and King's Landing City. Kuroda Yuffo smiled and said, Sakura Purgatory, will inform the black-robed Soul General and let the Frost Dragon take care of Dragon City's attack weapons first. With the frost breath of the Frost Dragon, no matter how powerful the weapon is, it is just a decoration. Alexander also gave the War Overlord a cold look, and said without saltiness. Our God's Whip Guild not only has the mighty knights and engineering equipment with a 3,000-meter range, but we also have thousands of God's Whips. As soon as Alexander said this, the whole conference hall burst into laughter. The Whip of God actually has a super weapon with a range of 3,000 meters. Mr. Alexander, tomorrow is the day of the war. Can you show us that weapon now? Or publish the specific attribute data? Seeing that everyone was looking at him, Alexander still said calmly, don't worry, everyone will naturally be able to see it when the war starts tomorrow. After saying that, he glanced at the War Overlord. The meaning was very obvious. You said we can't do it, so what do you have to offer? The War Overlord didn't speak, but just showed a meaningful smile. He touched his backpack. The fragment of the artifact, the shattered god-level mirror scepter, the War Overlord raised his head high, glanced at the entire conference hall, and sneered in his heart. In the battle tomorrow, I, the Overlord of War, will step on the top of King's Landing, letting the world always remember my majesty and terror. Dragon City. Suchen had just climbed onto the city wall and was about to check the results of the 18 dwarf legendary masters upgrading the city wall. Suddenly, a mage tower in the west of Dragon City emitted a blazing red fire dragon, which instantly burned a giant eagle and the knight on it to ashes more than 2,000 meters away. At the same time, someone came to report immediately. Lord King, our personnel found a giant eagle knight and killed him immediately. Suchen nodded and didn't take it to heart. The war was about to begin, and it was normal for the other party to send some people over to investigate. Now he focused his attention on the city wall again. A dwarf legendary master was elected as the talker. He said to Suchen with excitement, Dear Holy Master, the ancient ore you gave me is really useful. We ground this kind of divine and demonic building materials into powder, and combined with the upgrading techniques passed down from ancient times, we added a little thorn powder, and the effect was surprisingly good. Our city wall has not only been greatly improved in defense and durability, but also has the additional thorns counter-shock effect. Oh! The thorns counterattack. Suchen's heart moved and he quickly checked the properties of the city wall. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 139. Defense, 19,100, Durability, 590,000. Obtain additional attributes, Thorns Counterattack, Rebound Enemy Attack Value *5%. See the property values of the city wall. Suchen's eyes lit up. Only 300 ancient ores increased defense by a full 9,000 points. When he built the city before, 1,000 ancient ores only increased the defense by 10,000 points. This improvement rate is too high. In addition, he also gained a counter-shock effect, which can reflect 5% of the enemy's attacks. See, at this point, Suchen nodded with satisfaction, acknowledging the work of these 18 dwarf legendary masters. Just when these legendary masters breathed a sigh of relief, Suchen leisurely took out another Got 3000 ancient ore. Come on, keep up the good work. Try to increase the shock rate by 10 times. In addition, you can brainstorm and play freely on things like damage reduction, self-recovery, etc. Don't ask me to mention anything. After all, you are also legends, and you can barely be considered a master. Even if your level is still far behind, as long as you are diligent and dare to think and do, you may not be unable to achieve great things. The 18 legendary masters were first dumbfounded by Suchen's 3000 ancient ores. Then, they were blushing when Suchen said that a legendary master, here in Suchen, can only barely be regarded as a master. But he still can't. Refutation. Suchen, the holy master, said to his face that their realm was poor. Is there a problem? Do you dare to question it? Thank you, Master Saint, for the tip. We will obey the orders of the Holy Master. The 18 legendary masters, like the good babies in a group of kindergartens, said respectfully. Suchen nodded with satisfaction and decided to give these guys a little more stimulation. It would be a waste if such a good labor force is not fully exploited and exploited. Do you know what the difference is between legendary and holy level? Suchen asked calmly. The 18 legends were suddenly shocked. They all raised their heads and looked at Suchen with blazing eyes and extremely longing. The Holy Master wants to remind us. The Holy Master not only improves our realm, but also selflessly preaches and teaches. It is really. Everyone held their breath and concentrated for fear of missing what Suchen was going to say next. The biggest difference between saint level and legend is thinking. Suchen nodded his head. The 18 legendary masters immediately nodded like chickens pecking at rice, took out their sheepskin scrolls, and meticulously recorded what Suchen said. What legends do is just to gather the things of their predecessors into a great achievement. As for the saint level, it is to carry forward the past and open up the future. Not only must we gather the great achievements of our predecessors, but we must also explore the secrets of gods and demons. At this time, having divergent thinking is crucial. What you lack is this kind of divergent thinking. The legendary masters suddenly understood, with tears in their eyes, and they were suddenly moved to the point of hearing the Tao in the morning and dying in the evening. Suchen patted the city wall next to him and said, "Today, the topic I give you is the city wall. Use your brains and spread your thinking. The God-level building materials ancient ores have been given to you. Whether you can improve yourself further in engineering depends on your efforts." Hearing Suchen's words, tears welled up in the eyes of the legends. It turns out, the Holy Master asked us to upgrade the city wall as a special topic for us. It is to allow us, incompetent students, to be able to study in engineering. Go one step further. Even precious materials such as gods and demons are willing to be used for them to practice. How well-intentioned this is. Bang. The 18 dwarf legendary masters all beat their chests with their right hands and shouted with incomparable reverence. Looking at Suchen, they shouted in unison. Students must not dare to disappoint the Saint Master's high expectations. Well, children can be taught. Suchen nodded, put his hands behind his back, stepped onto the black dragon, and left gracefully. A group of legendary masters watched the Holy Master leave. Then they immediately wiped away the tears in their eyes, with red eyes and racked their brains, surrounding 3,000 ancient coins. And tried every means to upgrade the city wall. What Suchen didn't expect was that he was such a fool. Later, these legendary masters really found the way to the saint-level master. And the city wall of Dragon City was also from then on, it became a hell and nightmare for all enemies. An hour later. Ding. Your Dragon Knight *1000 has been trained. Please come and receive it. Ding. Congratulations on successfully triggering a lucky event. You have 100 Dragon Knights successfully promoted to Elite Dragon Knights. You hear a system beep. Suchen's eyes lit up and he immediately rushed to the barracks. Wow, wow, wow. Neat steps came from the barracks. 1,000 upright dragon knights walked out of the barracks with a fierce murderous aura. See Suchen. Thousands of dragon knights immediately beat their chests with their right hands and shouted in unison, "See the general." Feeling that these dragon knights were obviously much stronger, Suchen quickly checked their attributes. Dragon Knight. Level, 20. Race, human. Qualification, 10 stars. Loyalty, 100, no regrets. Life, 10,000/10,000. Magic, 500/500. Attack, 2000. Defense, 500. Skills, Lance 15, definitely hit double critical hits, morale level 20, under the aura of the Dragon General, attack and defense *200% unyielding will, immune to negative control, united as one dragon affinity. Equipment, wooden gun. I go. The qualifications have actually improved again. It rose from 9 stars to 10 stars. All levels have reached level 20. The blood volume, attack, and defense have increased exponentially. An ordinary dragon knight can have tens of thousands of blood points. Even without equipment, his attributes are many times stronger than those of ordinary players of the same level. Suchen nodded with satisfaction. I took a look at the attributes of the other 100 elite dragon knights. It turned out that on the basis of ordinary dragon knights, the overall attributes were increased by 30%. Suchen laughed. Give these dragon knights 1,000 sets of sophisticated dwarf armor sets that incorporate 3 resurrection spells. Then from the Brontosaurus nest next to the barracks, he summoned 1,000 Brontosaurus that had been waiting for a long time. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 140. Boom. Thousands of thunder dragons weighing 10 tons came out one after another. Even the earth was shaking. The dragon knights, who have a natural affinity with the dragon clan, saw these majestic thunder dragons, and their eyes lit up. General, have our mounts been replaced by them? An elite dragon knight asked Suchen excitedly. The latter nodded with a smile, and then solemnly ordered, all dragon knights are here, get on the mount. Wow! 1,000 dragon knights immediately found their respective thunder dragons and sat on them. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Waves of fluctuations came out of these real dragon knights. Pet mounts and dragon knight attributes sharing, and equipment blessing. The attributes increased sharply again. Suchen specially selected an elite dragon rider to check the attributes. Elite dragon rider. HP, 18,000/18,000. Magic, 1350/1350. Attack, 4,000. Defense, 1,800. Skills, Lancery level 15, morale level 20, unyielding will, united as one charge. Equipment, Dragon Knight, excellent dwarf armor set, can be resurrected 3 times, Thunder Dragon, gold level mount, resurrection armor can be resurrected 1 time. Seeing the attributes of the elite dragon knights, Suchen was overjoyed. The health is 18,000, the attack is 4,000, and the defense is 1,800. You know, this is still the attribute of the elite dragon knight in normal state. If Suchen's dragon general aura is added, the attack and defense can be doubled again. The attack broke through 8,000, and the defense also reached 3,600. This attribute is enough to crush a level 70 Templar. Even ordinary dragon knights are stronger than ordinary Templar knights in terms of attack and defense. Only in terms of health, it is slightly worse than the Templars. But you must know that Suchen's dragon rider is only level 20 now. If it were also promoted to level 70, not to mention the Templar knights, even the Templar knight commander would not dare to face the hard steel Suchen's dragon rider. Looking at the majestic 1,000 dragon knights in front of him, Suchen felt a surge of pride in his chest. A thought came to my mind. A behemoth 10 meters long and weighing 15 tons slowly walked out of the Thunder Dragon's lair following Suchen's call. As soon as it appeared, thousands of Thunder Dragons were present, all crawling and whimpering softly. "Hold head high!" the Thunder Dragon King roared proudly. Thousand-headed Thunder Dragons automatically branch out into a path. The Thunder Dragon King came to Suchen, lowered his proud head, and gently waved his long tail in a friendly and somewhat flattering manner. The latter smiled slightly and patted the Thunder Dragon King on the head. Then he called an elite dragon rider and handed him a 1000 generation 6-barreled Gatling in his backpack. "Distribute it around, giving each person a handful," Suchen ordered. "General, what is this thing for?" "Hit someone." It was obviously the first time for the elite dragon rider to see this kind of modern thermal weapon. He waved a Gatling twice and said blankly. Suchen took out a Gatling, chose a nearby rockery, and pulled the trigger. Puff. Puff, puff. Puff, 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 a violent rate of fire of 3,600 rounds per minute, and an attack of 300 per bullet. It comes with strong penetration and explosive power. The rockery more than 3 meters high was immediately destroyed. This metal storm shot into gravel and powder. Hiss. Thousands of dragon knights in the field took a breath when they saw the scene in front of them. Then, they looked at the pile of Gatlings on the ground, eyes filled with laughter. Showing a fanatical look. As long as a man is a man, he will like heavy machine gun weapons such as the 6-barreled Gatling. Especially the Dragon Knights, who are born in wars and die in wars, are immediately attracted by such violent weapons. Attract. No need for Suchen to say it. Thousands of Dragon Knights, each with one hand, divided it up immediately. Suchen warned, this thing is not stable enough now. It can only be played for 3 minutes. Don't shoot randomly. When we get to the battlefield, I'll take you to have fun. Yes. General. Thousands of Dragon Knights shouted in unison, looking at Gatling in their hands, excited. Time passed slowly. As tomorrow's war gets closer and closer, there are fewer and fewer players in Dragon City. The last group of players finished completing the ancient temple copy, packed up their things, and left in a hurry. When passing through the city gate, a thin and beautiful figure went against these players and walked firmly towards Dragon City. Huh? Little sister, why are you still staying in Dragon City at this time? Dragon City is too dangerous now. Listen to my sister and get out of the city as quickly as possible. Get as far away from Broken Dream Island as possible. This place will be destroyed soon. A female mage kindly reminded her. At the same time, she secretly sighed in her heart. I don't know if the copy of the ancient temple is still there after the destruction of Dragon City. Without the ancient temple, it will be difficult to make money to support the family by drawing blueprints. They have all been dialed. I moved my bangs from my forehead and said thank you, but continued walking into the city. Forget it, don't try to persuade her, she's probably another little fangirl and die-hard fan of Junlin. If she wants to stay in Dragon City, she can stay. There is not much time until we are offline. Let's leave Broken Dream Island quickly, otherwise we will be trapped here and our losses will be great. The last group of players left. They walked into the city. The wide streets were empty and deserted. She tried to stand on tiptoes, wanting to see more of the city's scenery, with a bit of hope in her eyes. They all said that the Dragon City where the male god came to dominate was just an empty shell. Snored. I just don't believe it. My male god has won the first pass, dominated the rankings, killed millions of people, and beheaded angels. How could he possibly tell those bad guys that he is just showing off his skills, exhausting his talents, and is at the end of his rope? Squeak, bang. After receiving the order from the city lord, the guards closed all the city gates. I was shocked. Ding. The Dragon City teleportation array has been closed. The teleportation array of Broken Dream Island Outpost Camp has been closed. All Dragon City gates are closed. Hearing the system prompt tone, Tuan pursed his lips. It seems like, I really can't get out. Looking at the empty surroundings, there is no more bustling scene in the past. This was the first time she had seen such a deserted Dragon City, and she couldn't help but feel a little nervous. But the firm belief in Suchen in her heart supported her to continue walking towards the city. I must find evidence to dispel those rumors. Moreover, the most cutting-edge news and scenes will be broadcast live for the male god. Let the whole world see how powerful my male god is. Clenched the little pink fist, and thought to himself. After walking for a long time, he encountered a shielding light curtain wall in front of him. This was something that suddenly rose up in Dragon City a few hours ago. It seemed that Dragon City was trying to cover up something, blocking ordinary people. The player's gaze was fixed on the blurry light curtain wall, murmuring in his heart. My God, where is your miracle? I don't believe what those people say, it's just that, my God, your secret trick, why hasn't it appeared yet? Do you have to wait until the last critical moment to reveal it? Is it just behind these light curtain walls? We waited patiently. We waited until we were about to fall asleep. Suddenly, several system prompts sounded in succession. Ding. All light curtain walls in Dragon City have been removed. Ding. All guards in the city are on combat readiness. Ding. 11,000 dwarf warriors are on combat readiness. Ding. 1,000 dwarf sheep cavalry are on combat readiness. Ding. Fire Phoenix Guild Jialan Temple Galaxy Guild all players, according to the command, assist the city defense and enter their respective combat positions. Ding. 1,000 level 3 self-restoring defense towers are all activated. Ding. All 2,000 level 2 mage towers are activated. All mages stationed in the mage tower will report their current status to the commander immediately. Ding. The gate of Qinglong Bay is open. 20 level 3 iron armored battleships, ready to set sail. The light curtain wall was removed. Looking at the greatly changed Dragon City, listening to the system prompts with clear instructions and clear division of labor. Tuan opened his mouth wide, and his beautiful big eyes were full of shock. Then, there was infinite the excitement and ecstasy.